All right, as promised, I'm going to give you a quick run through of my new Helix Stadium. I went with the stadium floor because I don't need the scribble strips. The in and output options that I have here on this unit are amazing. This is all I literally need. I always have a bunch of those around, so, and I'm left-footed, so for me, having that on that side is kind of important. So let's just get started. As you can see, here's my simplified signal path. There's many different things you can do with that. I'm just going to show you the simplest way today of just setting up your stuff. Obviously, this is your input. You got all the stuff. You got your gate. Of course, once we add our noisy, amp to it, you got your inputs enabled, your pads, and your trim. Of course, if the guitar comes in too hot or not hot enough, you got to change your trim. But in order to set this up, oh, by the way, I set it up to snapshots and pedals, meaning if I hit the mode button, I can go to my snapshot settings. And when I'm here, this is going to be my pedals, so I can switch on and off my pedal stuff. I like this setup a lot. So anyways, let's go to snapshot 1, meaning this is going to be our basic sound. But for the basic sound, let's go. I'm going to tap in my signal path right here in the middle somewhere. I get this little block. And now I can load in my amp. Now remember, when you choose an amp, you can set it up so that by default, the matching cap is added. These are all amazing amps. We have under the first tab of guitar amps, we get our newly modeled Agora amps. And there are really amazing sounding. I tried all these models already. There's so many models to try. I just got the unit like a little bit more than a week and a half, like a week and a half ago, and I already gigged with it. It sounds great. It feels really good in your fingers when you play, so it's a lot of fun. So right now my favorite two amps that I'm really exploring a lot are the Brit 2203 MV or the Brit Jubilee, which of course you probably can imagine what this is, right? So luckily you always get an explanation here what this is based on. This one is your JCM 800. And this is your Jubilee, your Silver Jubilee amp, right? So because I have this on, the appropriate cap block is added. So let's just, take this one. This is added now. So I get all my controls here, and we'll talk about this in a little bit more. But what I really love about this, because, when you get something in the beginning, it's decision paralysis, right? You have all these parameters to work with, and you kind of have to balance between all of them in order to figure out what sound you're going to get. Line 6 did this really well by giving you an XY grid of combinations possible. So you can experiment with these different sound combinations the way you would set up your, this particular amp anyways. So it gives you a lot more freedom to just kind of dial in an idea and take that. So also quick side note, the sound you're hearing is coming from my atomic wedge. Okay, so it's not very loud setup today, but that's literally what you're gonna get. We have, of course, our channels here, but anyways, I'm gonna stay with the lead. I'm gonna bring the drive up just a hair. I'm gonna kill the presence and the treble, but I'm gonna increase the mids. One of the things that drive me bananas a little bit on Marshalls in general is the overabundance of highs and presence. That's never really my thing. I always like it darker. I don't know. It's just my thing. We got the master volume. So don't forget, you got your amplifier, you get a preamp and a power amp section, right? And how they work together. Of course, your master volume is important. This is a regular level. So later when you have different amps set up or different snapshot set up, you need to figure out how to match them by volume. So you use that level control, obviously. And then if we go further down, we got a master setting. That's your basic, again, amp master. We got SAG, just like what it would be. You get more dynamics, touch and feel with higher numbers, or more tighter, more modern responsiveness for lower numbers. I'm just gonna go, and again, you can use this, or of course this, which is really cool. We got our ripple, which is again, a representation of the interplay of your power with the power amp circuit. And then we got the same thing here with the impedance of the speakers and how they all work together. And then we got this one here, which is kind of like the special secret sauce setting, which they say here is not necessarily based on realistic parameters, but on something you can push further, right? So we'll just leave that off for now. I just added the sack a little bit. I like me some sack. Anyways, so let's go back. So this is our basic setup now. And I have to say, it sounds like a Jubilee. Played a Jubilee. I have a Jubilee in my profile collection. It just, that's what it sounds like. It's a little dry, a little rough, but it has a really nice punch. However, what I always do with my amps, first spot always, and I don't know if that's supposed to be like this, if this is the correct thing. So on your bottom, of course, you get all the effects and stuff. Anyways, for me, I go for a compressor as a booster. So obviously 100%, I'm just gonna bring the boost, you can boost up to 12. I'm just gonna not do that. I'm just gonna go for that and bring down the sensitivity a little bit, because it's not about the squeeze of the compression, but about feeding the amp more volume. So we got this. Obviously you can do the same thing here. You got your XY grid. But anyway, so we got this. And of course, in order to get a little bit more oomph, I'm going for a distortion pedal, but not really distortion. It's more overdrive, right? The typical what you do, you get your Scrim 808, the OD 808. For me, it's always the Maxon OD 808, because that's what Ibanez used. Again, it's about pushing the front end. So I'm gonna push the front end, bring down the gain a little bit, and the tone, because that pedal always adds a lot of brittleness. So I'm gonna roll this down a little bit. I have that pedal in my regular analog pedal board. So not the Ibanez, but the Maxon. And for the compressor, I have the Maxon CP 101, which is a simple compressor. So now we got all this. Sounds pretty good to me. As I said, I'm just gonna noodle around. So please don't rate me here on my musical, cleverness of what I'm playing or not. But anyways, so let's give the whole thing a little bit of vibe. So of course, last part in my signal chain, this is not my stereo signal chain, it's gonna be my reverb. So I'm gonna go down my stereo. I'm just gonna do simple Hall. And again, my XY is gonna help me a lot. I'm just gonna bring this down here. I'm going to reduce the mix because I really need a little hint of it. Just a hint, once you stop playing, that there's a poof of reverb. Let's see. Yep, that's it, perfect. I'm gonna bring the pre-delay down a little bit. I wanted to hit that further. Decay is fine, room size, diffusion, all that, I'll go on that another time. So that's all cool. And of course, I'm gonna go for a little delay. In order, again, we got our monos, the stairs, and the legacy from the old Helix, from the Helix OG, as to say it now. Got a ton of delay pedals. However, I'm just gonna go with a simple delay. And again, the cool part is you can get your XY grid again to dial in, but for me, quarters is fine. I tend to go for quarter or dotted eighth. Now it's in general feedback. Usually I try to keep it 1 or 2. There you go. I get my 1, I'll bring it down. With my OCD, I'm gonna make it an even number. Mix, I'm gonna bring this down. Level is gonna stay. Trails, I'm gonna leave that off. So now we got our basic setting. Cool, huh? One thing, of course, since we added so much stuff in the signal chain, I'm gonna switch the gate on. Personally, I don't like the gate to kick in really hard. So, now you can hear it. I'll bring it up until it kind of dies slowly on me. There it is. And then I'm gonna give a bit more decay so I have a bit more time. Yep, so we got that thing set up. So that's just a quick run through. As you can see, it is super cool, and I wish I could. I will eventually. I just got the unit about 10 days ago, and today's my birthday, so I'm a little hyper from all the wonderful things that happened to me today. Of course, when you set this up, right, and put it onto 2D, make sure you save it. As you see, the save button is on. And I'm gonna save this, and I'm gonna call it, fun. There you go, fun little amp stuff. I'm really bad with titles. You should see my file management on my studio computer. It's ridiculous. As you can see, I already used the name before. That's why there's a 1. Anyways, so that's the whole thing. In the next couple of days, I'll, another quick thing. Obviously, here's our mode, snapshot. Right now, I can just, add more snapshots. However, I want to have some pedals. So this is a pedal mode, so this is basically my amp, and I can switch on and off these things. So let me quickly show you this. I'm selecting the pedal that I want to have assigned to this button. I'm gonna say replace, latching, assign block, and there it is. Now, when you are in pedal mode, all these become available. When you are in snapshot or preset mode, these are bank up and bank down. I'm personally just gonna keep it confined like this so it's easier for everybody to see that. Same thing goes for here. Remember, these are all touch sensitive, right? So I'm just gonna touch it, replace, assign block. There it is. I can switch on and off my effects. And I can, of course, do this here in the back, right? So we got this here, got this, assign block, and you can see the fun colors on the pedals are coming up. And that's about it. So now I can switch on and off my effects before or after the amp. And of course, we got the expression pedal, which I'll make another separate video and show you how to set up the expression pedal and how to control parameters, multiple parameters on an expression pedal, even when they go in the reverse. As you can see, this is really, really cool. Very easy to use. And this is just on the unit, not even done with the actual Helix Stadium editor, which of course gives you all this on your computer screen. You can work with this. But I just love this. As I said, I've taken it on a couple of gigs already in the 10 days that I had this, and it's amazing. It sounds great. It feels really, really natural when you play. There's no fighting with the notes. There's no oddness. There's no aliasing when you roll the volume. There's no aliasing going on. When you starve the unit by lowering your guitar input, it sounds great. Anyways, that's it for me today. I will make presets and put them on my Patreon site, so keep checking on my Patreon site and leave comments, questions, suggestions. I'll be all grateful. Thank you so much for watching this. I know, more product videos are super, I don't know if they're annoying or whatever, but I was just excited. Thank you so much. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.